All right, so we've about an hour passed by. If you look around, it's gotten a little more rough. So what's happening right now is all the things that are falling right now is all hail. All right, hey guys, so finally made it to the trailhead. As you can see, it's snowing pretty good right now. It's actually like a mini blizzard. So the game plan right now is to take our time getting to our campground. Since it's wide open, we can camp pretty much anywhere. So first things first, most importantly, backpacking in the wintertime when it's cold like this, is to make sure you are not sweating. You don't want any part of your gear that you wear on your body to get wet. So we are going to take our time getting to our site. I'm glad it actually is snowing because this makes for one crazy adventure. We'll make our journey up and we look forward to seeing you guys there alive. Alright, so the very first thing we do anytime we get to a campground is, because when you get to certain places, weather's unpredictable, you first want to build your shelter. So we first set up our tent because we can worry about everything else later. So as you can see right now, it's snowing, but there's a chance for whatever reason, if it warms up, it's gonna rain. So we got this set up. Usually when we come here, Kitty watches Bernie, sets up the poles, and then I put everything together and she fixes up the interior of the tent. Welcome back, guys. We got our tent set up and it's just in the nick of time. Now it's snowing pretty heavy out here. So we set up shelter, as I mentioned earlier, first thing because of situations like these. So at our trailhead, we did talk about the size of our packs, and in winter camping situations or winter backpacking, you definitely end up finding yourself bringing more stuff. And the reason why you bring more gear is usually it's gear related to staying warm. So when we come out here, we'll bring like an extra down jacket so that we don't get it wet during the hike. I have a synthetic mid layer, and then we'll carry things like an extra beanie, extra wool sock, things like that to keep you warm and dry. When in my pack, because I carry like an extra battery pack, camera gear, and things like that, I do have a bigger pack. For Katie, she has a 65-liter pack because she doesn't need to carry as much things, but still, because it is winter backpacking, she does bring additional things to keep herself warm. Even things like the shelter, like the tent, like that tent over there, a 4-season tent, or this is like a 4-season tent, they tend to be a little heavier because they're thicker and there's more material. Yeah, so I mean, another thing to keep in mind is hydration is important too, as even in the wintertime you might not feel it as much because it's cold and you're always wet or surrounded by wetness and moisture, but hydration is definitely very important. You see, I even got the Trayvac sticker on there because we both have, Katie and I have the same kind of water bottle, but I use the sticker to show that it's mine. So another thing that we like to do is when we winter camp is definitely make sure that something like a sleeping pad that you lay underneath you is well insulated, at least with an R value of 4, because the ground is so cold it'll soak up your body heat and you can get cold easily, even if you have a down sleeping bag, because the down sleeping bag, when you compress the bottom part with your body, it loses its insulation capabilities on the bottom part that's compressed. Sometimes I'll put an accordion pad that's insulated underneath the sleeping pad just for that additional insulation. And then we have sleeping bags that are definitely rated at least 10 degrees below the temperature that you're expecting to camp in. So if you think you're going to be camping in like 30 degrees, which is what we're anticipating today and tonight, you want your sleeping bags to be rated 15 degrees to 20 degrees, which is what we have. And we do have down sleeping bags, and the down, it's it compresses smaller and it's lighter, so it's great for backpacking. Definitely keep in mind that anything down, which is sleeping bag, jacket, anything that you have that's down, does not get wet. So we try our best to keep the sleeping bags dry and away from any of the elements that would cause it to get wet. Aside from that, I mean, Katie and I, we thrive in this kind of weather. We love this kind of weather because there are no bugs out. It's less crowded in campgrounds, and pretty much, you know, you can set up shop wherever where there's relatively flat land. So yeah, so that's it for right now. We're just gonna hang out. It's about 2:30 right now, which means it's time for us to just enjoy the environment around us, just talk, and we each have a can of beer we might have and relax with. All right, so we've about an hour passed by. If you look around, it's gotten a little more rough. So what's happening right now is all the things that are falling right now is all hail. And you'll see it's like little balls of ice rather than snowflakes. Alright guys, so that concludes our adventure for the day. I'm about to go enjoy my beef stew. But before I go, I just wanted to remind you guys, if you haven't subscribed to the Treyvax channel yet, please subscribe. Also, come over to my channel. I got a couple of things you might find interesting. It's at Crocom Outdoors, or the channel name is Edward Shin. Either way, if you look it up under that, you'll find it there as well. So we're going to retire for the evening, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.